So guys, welcome back to the channel, and today I have the Cylo Pop for review. And as you can see the price tag over here, I got another speaker from Ross for $8.99. Didn't want to pass this one up. It looks nice, well, kind of, and I figured why not actually review it. So, specification time. This does have 5 hours of playtime. You see it on the box here. Apparently the lights also change colors. Now I don't know if it changes during songs or you can manually change it, but we're going to find it out together. And it looks like it has some home buttons on the outside that we're going to check out. Built-in microphone makes me think that you can actually have phone calls, and you can. See, built-in hands-free calls. So that actually is a cool feature. Pretty basic if you're being honest here. Takes 2 hours to charge, 33 feet roughly. That's what Bluetooth normally are, about 32.8 feet. So it's kind of rounded off to 33 feet. Bluetooth 5.0, so it is a little bit old, but to those that don't really care, the price tag is what matters. And lastly, it has micro USB charging. So with that being said, let's open this up and see if it's actually worth the whopping $10. So I already took the liberty of taking everything out of the box for you guys. You have your speaker right here, you have your instructions, and then it comes with the micro USB. Now for the guys that skipped forward a little bit, there aren't much specifications outside of a 5-hour battery life. I believe the 2-hour charge time, or the 3 hours, one of the two. And this does have changing color LED. Now I do have to charge this up because it is completely dead. It was in a raw storage, no telling how long it was sitting in shipment before they decided to put it out. So I do have to do that. And unfortunately, I accidentally pulled this out. Now, when you see this, don't make the mistake I made. This sits like so on the side, right? Minus this piece right here. This actually goes in this little hole that you see down here. Pause. And it's supposed to protect the speaker. It fits like so. I pulled it from the bottom. You're supposed to pull it from the tab on top, but it was so hard to do it. It was like it was nothing to latch onto. So I pulled it from the bottom and ended up actually pulling this off. So that's totally my mistake. You know, hopefully you don't make the same mistake that I did. That was the easiest way to pull this off, and it was the incorrect way. I can admit that. And right here you have the micro, what to call it, micro SD. What is this thing called? I can't believe it. Micro USB slot. There we go. Is it USB? Make sure I get that correctly. Yeah, micro USB charging cable. This is where this goes in order to charge the actual device. So, I mean, it's pretty cool looking for the most part. I mean, I'm not a fan of the olive or gray, whatever color this is, with purple buttons. That seems to be a really weird design choice. But the top part right here is supposed to light up different colors. I don't see anything that says, you know, any instructions right here. I'm going to show you guys. It says charging device, package content, pairing device, basic instructions, caution, safety, clear shell LED lights. I don't see anything that says, oh, you can, here we go. Power on, hold the button. Apparently you're able to change the lights. All right, well, at least you can change the lights. That's what I was worried about, if it had to be like a solid color or was it like these crazy blinking colors. Some people have epilepsy and things like that, so I just want to be careful to suggest something that has color changing that might cause a seizure. But anyhow, so far it seems good. Let's go into the next section, which I'm going to show you guys how to sync it. So now that the speaker is charged, I'm going to go ahead and hold this button right here. This should be the power button. See what happens. Okay. Sounds pretty good so far with it coming on. And it does have, like, you're able to cycle through the actual colors, believe it or not. Let me keep that in view. What we're going to do is we're going to sync it. And I'm going to use two devices. Right here is the, oh, this isn't even powered on. Let me power on the iPhone. We're going to power on. You know how long it takes Apple products to power on? 3 days, 3 scores ago, and all this. Come on, iPhone. There we go. All right, so while we're waiting for the iPhone to slowly power on, we're going to use the Motorola Flip. We're going to go to the Bluetooth settings and see how this is. You see settings. Go to Bluetooth right here. And then we're going to go to pair. Oh, iPhone finally came on. It took long enough. All right, let's do the iPhone first. And the reason I'm doing the iPhone first is because I actually have music on the Android that's YouTube friendly for the next part. So we'll go to Bluetooth. Here we go. Cylo Pop Lucy speaker, or Loose. It's connected that fast, that easy. You don't have anything to worry about with Apple devices. So it does work just fine. And you are allowed to make phone calls on this particular speaker. But for right now, I'm going to forget this device. I'm going to completely delete it. All right. What we're going to do here is turn the speaker off. And then I'm going to turn the speaker back on, because what happens is whenever you delete a device, it doesn't necessarily go back into Bluetooth pairing mode immediately. You normally have to turn the speaker off, turn it back on, and then it realizes it's not connected to anything and it puts itself back into pair mode. That's what we're doing. So for this one, I'm going to go ahead. Here we go. Cylo pop speaker. Let me just go back out of Bluetooth, show you guys from the beginning so you know I'm not faking it. Settings, Bluetooth, pair new device. See if it pops up. There we go. Cylo pop Lucy speaker. I'm going to tap that. Allow access. Boom, synced. That fast, that easy. So the syncing process is super easy. You shouldn't have any issues whatsoever. Now, I will say that apparently you can change the lighting. So if I press this twice, what happens? So you press twice, it changes the sequence. The solid color. Okay, and then you could double tap and then go for each color separately. And then I'm assuming when you get to a certain point in the color scheme, then it'll start. Yeah, it'll go back, it'll reset itself and go back to changing colors every so many seconds. That's pretty cool. I do like the speaker so far. Now let's go over to the section that we're all waiting for, which is going to be how does it sound in real time with actual music. So for anyone that knows this channel, I will explain it to you new guys out there. I always go to file managers. I don't change anything, spatial audio, if a phone has it, any type of audio setting whatsoever, it stays exactly the way it's supposed to, so you can hear the speaker as is with no extra additives. If you're wondering what I'm talking about, every phone has an equalizer, and if it doesn't, you could download something like Power Amp, which is what I normally use for non-Samsung devices. For Samsung devices, I use Samsung Music, because I do download my own music and I can put it on there and manually tweak whatever it is that I want. This is in its rawest form. This phone has been factory restored because it actually is for sale, and I should have a buyer today. Well, by the time this video gets posted, it should be gone. Anyway, first song, it's going to be Warzone. Let's listen to how it sounds and the clarity of the music. See if this turns up to. Okay, so if you tap it once, it changes the song. Okay, if you hold it, what happens? All right, got it. I'll explain in a second. Don't sound bad. I mean, it sounds pretty good. I mean, the bass sounds better than what it actually is. I know a lot of times when you see videos, right, and you hear a bass, depending on how close you put the speaker to the actual microphone, it does sound like you can hear the bass jumping and it makes like a popping noise, like it's really doing something in here. But to be honest, I mean, it's okay. For $10, it actually sounds pretty good. It definitely sounds better than some, not all, some of the Five Below speakers that I've done. If I ever see this at Five Below, this particular Cylo pop, I will not be surprised. It'll probably be like a $7, $8 speaker, which is right in range of what this costs, $10. So, you know, I'm not losing anything. The lighting situation, let me play it again. Apparently, I thought there was a setting that allows you to actually change the lighting based on the bass, but that's not important right now. Well, I'm not even going to press that issue. The quality sounds pretty good, in my opinion. It's nothing to really write home about. Even at the max volume, I didn't feel like, a lot of times with max volume, I'll turn it down because I know that it's too loud and there may be someone near me in a cubicle or something like that, depending what time I do these reviews, whether I'm at work or whether I'm at home. I don't want to disturb my neighbors. This doesn't really get that loud. It's loud enough where if you're sitting by yourself or you're playing, I don't know, a podcast or playing music, you can vibe out to it, sure. But if you're having a conversation with someone else, I'm pretty sure if this is playing in the background, you'll kind of like drown out the conversation because I'm in a secluded room right now. So to me, listening to it, it's like it sounds crystal clear, it sounds good. But the moment you take this and take it home or put it in a different room or, you know, where there's more traffic or noise going on, you start to notice which speakers have better sound and which ones don't. And I can honestly say that the max volume is pretty average in my opinion. There's nothing to write home about. Bass sounds decent enough, though I am going to play another song for you guys so you can hear vocals also. So let me just reserve my thoughts until that song. But it's okay so far. I don't have an issue with it. I mean, it sounds pretty good. I mean, when you play different music. Let it rock out a little bit to the all the way up. Yeah, maximum volume. All right, here we go. Baby, you give me sounds good. You're giving me wind and rain. Yeah, it sounds pretty good. My opinion did change a little bit because normally when I play songs that just have bass, that's not enough of an accurate test to really test this. Obviously, I did this off screen, but the songs that I'm playing in front of you are YouTube friendly, where my video won't be copyright struck or copyrighted, you know, and I can monetize it. It sounds very good. I even like the color scheme. Now I'm going to change this real fast. Let me see something. There we go. Okay, so if you double tap it, right, where it goes through the color sequence, I'm not going to, let me put this to the side. I'm only going to do that because I'm not sure if there's people that have epilepsy, so I want to just protect you guys. If you have any type of flashing lights or something like that, that it might hurt you. Because I was looking at it and I'm like, oh, I don't want to look at that. It does. All right, I'll do this part. See, it plays according to the song. That's cool if you change the setting. Okay. All right, that's not bad. That's not bad. Let me see. All right, let me turn it off. There we go. Let's put on a solid light. So to kind of give you guys, let me play it one more time. Okay, so it looks like you hit the circle button twice. That will actually change the sequence of the colors. The second sequence, which is flashing fast, will actually play according to the beat. That's a cool feature. Some people would like that. I think anyone that's into the psychedelic colors and just vibing is definitely going to like the way this speaker looks. And, you know, it has great sound. It has a decent battery life. I believe it was 5 hours of battery life. It is a well-rounded speaker. And on top of that, you can make phone calls off of this. I'm not going to do it for this video, unfortunately, because I only have one phone and I'm not able to record a conversation while I'm using it, like recording right here. So I'm not able to do that. But outside of that, if you're buying the speaker, you're probably not buying it for phone conversations. You're probably buying it for Bluetooth and just how well it sounds in real time. And now you've heard it. It's going to play your podcast just fine. It's going to play your music just fine. It's going to play your movies just fine if that's what you need to do. If you're laying in bed and this is on the side of you and you're just viewing anime or whatever it is, it's going to sound pretty good, especially if you're in a room by yourself. It's when you bring other people into the room and have a conversation, because I tried this with my wife when we was inside the room together. It didn't sound super, super great. And if you notice in the beginning of the video, I still do believe that this is probably used because all the scratches was on top. And I should have noticed that earlier. And that's unfortunately my fault. But at the end of the day, still a $10 speaker. Sounds good. I don't have any issues. It's not going to blow you out of the park with bass. But if you're a metalhead, if you like certain music, it actually does surprisingly do a good job. Now, when I say metalhead, I didn't do nothing crazy. I just play a little bit Korn here and there. A couple songs. I played Coming Undone. I did Freak on a Leash. I did, I forgot that song. Like, Got the Life. There we go. Got the Life. I had to sing it a little bit. I played, what's that group called that made Wait and Bleed? I forgot what they're called. But anyway, Slipknot. Was that Slipknot? It might be. I don't remember. But I played a bunch of different songs just to see the range of the speaker. And it does well. Like with rap, you don't have an issue. With rock, I don't think you have an issue. It actually meshes well with a lot of the instruments. Obviously, this is not a Bose speaker. Obviously, this is not a Skull Candy speaker. It is not a JBL speaker like I normally do in these channels, so I'm not comparing it to that necessarily, but it does sound good enough. Like if you compare it to the JLab Go 2 and JLab Go 3, I think this actually does a really good job of keeping up with those type of speakers in terms of just quality of sound in general. But in terms of volume, I would say that those are a little bit higher, but remember, it's a dramatic price difference. Those are like $50 speakers. Anyway, held enough of your time. Is it actually worth it? Let's talk about that in the last section. Whoops. I hit play instead of hitting stop. So the main question is this speaker actually worth $10? Yes, it absolutely is. Is the speaker worth $20 or $30 if you find it online? Yes and no. Let me explain myself. Some speakers allow you to talk to people hands-free. Some don't, and they're strictly for media usage only. Fortunately, I'm about to say unfortunately, but fortunately, we live in a time where name brand products make their way at Burlington sometimes, Ross, and other places. And when you see it, you better buy it because you're not going to find something better. I don't know if you guys remember this, but I did a review on the channel about I forgot what the microphone was called, but I got it from Ross. Never heard of the brand before. It was a $100 microphone that they sold for like $19 or $24. I still have it to this day. It's a good microphone. Again, you never know what you find. I found $100 headphones. I found so many different things, so many Soundcore Anchor products that I was able to review, and I'm thankful for that because I didn't have to pay regular price. That's why I say you should always shop around. Even if it's not a Ross, which is by chance, you have Best Buy and other places. So again, to answer the question, which I didn't even answer yet, it is worth the asking price for $10. Absolutely. You can't go wrong with that. Point blank. Nothing to talk about. Now, when we speak about $20, $30, $40 range, depending on what this normally is, especially if you find it online, it's probably not going to be $10. That's a Ross price tag. You can get the JBL, what is it called? I just did a review, as a matter of fact, on the Free Fish Bluetooth speaker. And if you heard the quality of that, that's a $34 speaker. Even though it's vintage looking, some people won't like the way it looks. Music quality wise and features, that's a phenomenal speaker. If you look at the JBL Go 3 that I did a review on, great speaker, sounds wonderful, sounds great. Guess what? Normally $50 speaker, got it for $24 at Ross. If you look at the Go 2, I got that for $19.99 at Ross. If you look at the Skull Candy, was it the Oinks or something like that? I forget what it's called. Those speakers are reasonably priced and they have the quality of sound that you like. Now, if you're a person where you still want decent quality, but you're not sure, you don't want to have to necessarily spend $30, $40, even $20 on a speaker, I think this will do you just fine. You'll like this, you'll enjoy this. It has the buttons necessary to navigate. The only downside is the micro USB over here. Outside of that, it has RGB lights. It has all the features that you would normally look for in a speaker. It's reasonably priced. It does have good sound. I'm not even going to talk bad on it. I made a comparison, and it goes to show, like, listen, it's not better than the name brand stuff, like the higher end brand. But this is good enough where if you bought this and you're like, I use it every so often or when I'm in bed or something, I don't think you'll want a different speaker. I just don't think so. Now, obviously, if you want clarity, better music quality, better voice quality, and you're saying, oh, I'm going to go to a Beats pill or an Anchor pill or a Bose pill, then that's a whole different argument and conversation we're having. This is only $10. Those are hundreds, 100 and 200 and up and things like that. So, temper your expectations. But I do like the speaker. Anyway, like and subscribe like always, guys. For you guys that don't know, last thing, I pulled this out by mistake. I explained it earlier in the video how I did it. But I accidentally did this. So when you do get the speaker, just pull this part up top. It was hard to pull it up. So I pulled it from the bottom, not paying attention, and I ended up actually ripping off the entire thing, which I can still push this back in, but it needs like a pen to push that in, like not an earring piece, but I say like a bobby pin or something to push that back through, which I'll get that done in a little bit. Anyway, like and subscribe, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. See you in the next one.